But who better than me?
Welcome back to the channel, and welcome back to volume 2 of the Femme Files. Without further ado, let's get it started, because I've got one extra person that I'm going to add into today's episode. So first off, I guess due to the fact they will be competing this week in their debut fight, I figured it was only right to highlight Shannon Ryan of 258 Management, the newest signee of the boxer promotion for Sky Sports. Now, I don't know a huge amount about Shannon in terms of her style and how she fights, so I can't really give you guys that, but she's definitely got a very interesting backstory. It's funny because earlier on today on the breakdown, I was saying that I think that she obviously came from the kickboxing background. Now, what I do know is her dad ran a kickboxing gym, and which she had been training in from the age of like about 5. Now, as soon as she got to a certain age, I think she transitioned from like the kickboxing background to more of a taekwondo background. She was constantly training throughout her younger life, so when all of her friends were out, basically doing what teenagers do, she was still pretty much training in the gym, competing in taekwondo tournaments up and down the country. I think she won quite a few of them back in the day. Now, ultimately, she placed, I think, #1 in the Team GB Taekwondo for the previous, I think it was the World Championships, but decided that she wanted to focus more on just the boxing side, because I think she had a hip injury back in 2016. So I guess maybe throwing all of those leg kicks wasn't really the way she wanted to go out moving forward. So yeah, transitioned into just being a pure fists type of girl, which ultimately led to the career straight into boxing. Now, one thing, I did see one training video of her, and typically to most kickboxers that transition into boxing, like I did see sort of the way that she breaks her stance. It's very, she has sort of a very solid base, hips quite low to the ground. Like a lot of kickboxers seem to have it's almost like a pendulum on their lower half. The way they set themselves is always like a lot sturdier. It's almost like they're expecting the kick to come instead of just fists. So their stance is always a bit more like grounded and lower down, but they also got very good bounce. You normally find that they're very good in and out, bouncing in and out when it comes to their movements and how they sort of how they apply their pressure, how they step into range, how they step out. It always seems to be a lot more athletic based. So yeah, kickboxing, taekwondo, I can imagine it's all pretty similar. But I won't be able to do a huge amount on her today. However, after her first fight on the weekend, I will definitely be talking a lot more about Shannon Ryan. But I just thought that was a little bit of information that some people might want to know. And yeah, good luck to her on the weekend, and hopefully we'll see where we get to. And yeah, big up Shannon Ryan. So the second fight I want to highlight today is a young American prospect by the name of Czarina McCoy. Now, a lot of you may not know who Czarina McCoy is, but I've found out about her about 2.5 years ago, primarily actually thanks to a graphic on Ring IQ's channel. So shout out to Julius. She did an intro for his videos like years ago, and I remember I looked at the face and I was like, I don't know this face. I was trying to work out who it was. It took me a while before I even managed to get the name of who she was. But she's definitely a top prospect within the women's division. She fights primarily sort of around super flyweight, although her last fight was at the bantamweight level. So she's sort of competing around 118, between 115 and 118 at the moment. She's 19 years old, I believe. So definitely further room to grow in terms of her her body, her shape. She could end up probably going up as high as featherweight. She's sort of got very good dimensions for her current size, quite tall. She's a southpaw, which is always one of my favorites. She exhibits a pure boxer style, so it's like hit and move, very good defensively. She is actually trained initially out of the Mayweather gym, so she's from that school of training. So fundamentals and technique is a very big thing for that entire sort of generation of fighter. Now, I believe her record at the moment is I think it's 9-0 with 2 knockouts. She's got a fight scheduled, I believe, in April. I think the 9th of April or something along those lines. I have to double check that one. But interesting fact, if we know Jamie Mitchell, who is the boxer that last beat Shannon Courtney for that WBA championship, who Shannon is supposed to be rematching at some point this year. Right, so Czarina McCoy was actually supposed to be her last opponent, or at least her name was put into the running to fight Jamie Mitchell, but her team decided to go with Carly Thumper Skelly instead. Why that is, I don't know. I'm not going to make any speculations about it. However, Czarina, yeah, her style, as I said, pure boxer. She's a very stick and move type girl. She's got a good base on the straight left when she does decide to throw it, and also she's got a good left hook. She's got a good jab. As I said, she's got great feet, great movement. She makes little incremental movements when she's trying to set herself to get into range, but she's very sort of springy and quick when it comes to being able to move outside of shots as well. And due to her actual, like I said, her natural size, she tends to be quite good at sort of getting in and getting out without ending up being dragged into any kind of slugfest. So I won't go too much further into that. However, yeah, Czarina McCoy, if you don't know the name, it's time to check her out. She's definitely going to be a good one, and she's still growing into her body, which therefore means that she's got good levels of spite. So those knockouts will start coming down the line. She's definitely setting up her punches correctly. Fun fact, actually, I was on Twitter with her the other day and found out that Chris Eubank Jr. and Chris Eubank Sr. Basically told her years ago that she shouldn't be in the gym, like boxing professionally. Something along the lines of, she should only be boxing as a way to keep fit. She shouldn't, women shouldn't compete as boxers. Now, apparently this was several years ago, so maybe their opinions have changed now, but yeah, ultimately she's definitely worth competing, and I can see her going quite far if she gets a good promotional platform behind her. But yeah, big up to Czarina McCoy. Moving on. Okay, I was going to do 4 segments, but I didn't want to cut the time of everyone down too much. So there was a person who I'm going to leave to the very next episode, but that is a Mexican boxer by the name of Sulem Urbina. Sulem, I will be talking about you in the very next episode or volume of the Femme Files, so look out for that. However, I'm going to finish this episode off again, another person, I guess because they're fighting this week, it probably makes sense for me to speak about them. And that is young Caroline Dubois, aka SweetCaroline Dubois. Now, she made her debut back in, I think it was January. Not January, sorry. There was was it a February card on Boxer? Caroline is very, very technically sound. Some fun facts about Caroline. When she was 9, she started boxing, but she pretended to be a boy in the gym so that they would let her box. And the name she chose was Colin for some reason. Fun fact, right? Another fun fact, Caroline's also a Capricorn. Birthday the day before mine. So the skills make sense. Yeah, that's right, I'm gonna plug that. But don't worry, I won't labor that point too long. But yeah, so pretty much seeing her from the amateurs, it's already apparent that she is very well versed and easily adaptable, because she is already transitioned into her pro style from the amateur style. She doesn't just throw shots out there for point scoring. Everything that she does, again, another southpaw, it's all about trying to set up the telling shots, like the shots that matter. The way everything she does is fluid. The way she moves her feet into range, the way she'll keep the lead hand low at times so that she can snap it upwards. I've seen her, it's gone from all the way down below, like quick snaps and back down, keeping the, keeping the backhand like quite close to the chest, quite close to the chin, so anticipating sort of that straight right of the counter coming back in this direction. Very aggressive, very much a sort of a pressuring boxer puncher. She doesn't come forward sort of recklessly just trying to crowd people. That she does box her way into positions, but she is very much a front foot type fighter. Doesn't look to fight on the back foot, and because she's quite short, she's able to sort of get around a lot of people's lead hands, whether it's slipping under it, slipping to the side of it, constantly, sort of giving enough movement so that people can't actually set themselves to be able to strike her with anything significant, while she is positioning herself to be able to land her power shots as and when required. Now, that's obviously based off of one specific fight that she's had. Obviously, she's got a second fight coming up, and she, I believe, actually no, sorry, the fight, the opponent hasn't been announced yet, or at least it wasn't at the time of this video being recorded. So I have to reserve judgment on that. However, I am just expecting to see the progression continue with regard to her and sort of her movements. She's trained by Shane McGuigan right now, so you definitely know he's very big on sort of body mechanics and training people to maximize how their body moves and how their body works. So I would definitely be keen to see how she gets on moving forward. As a lot of people obviously know, or everyone should really know, she is the youngest sister, I believe, of Daniel Dubois. I think she's about 3 or 4 years younger than he is. And yeah, she exhibits a very different style to him. He's a lot more sort of upright, behind the, sort of the jab 1-2 hook type philosophy. She's very much a jab hook uppercut straight type fighter. She's got combination punching. All she needs to do is just work on sitting down, on her backhand just a little bit more, and not firing it when slightly out of range, just making sure the feet are fully in range before letting that shot go. And I definitely do see a lot of KOs in her future, and I see championships in her future. All the ingredients are there. I'm trying to remember what she got in the Olympics. I think she got the bronze. I think it was actually got the bronze medal in the Olympics back last year. And we all knew that she was just waiting for the Olympics to be over to transition into the pros anyway. So yeah, I definitely feel as if Caroline is a future star to look out for, and she's definitely worthy of the spot on today's Femme Files. Now, because there's a bunch of other people that I did want to get into this one. Normally I wanted to do these like once every 2 weeks. However, I will do another one next week to talk about some other people that obviously didn't get their shine this week as much as I would like. And then continuing on, it should still be like sort of once every 2 weeks, you know, just being a continuous series. There's a few other people that I'm sort of really keen to get the public involved with knowing about, and I will be doing that, yeah, moving forward. So it will be every 2 weeks, but I'm aiming to get another one out for next week as well, just to make up for the fact there's a couple people that were left off of this one just due to time. But yes, everyone, thank you very much for watching. I hope that you will check out these sort of the people that I've spoken about. I'm sure some of you will. But yeah, moving forward, the women's vision will be thriving. These new stars are arriving, and some of them may not even be new stars. They'll just be new to you, which is even better. They deserve their shine as well. But I'm gonna keep it moving for now. It's another volume of the Femme Files down, and as always, you know, your boy Bass Kid, Femme Files out.